Hi everyone, welcome back to another video about Formative, which is my favorite web tool to use in a classroom. I apologize for the noise because I am in a dorm, so it's never quiet anywhere, but I still love it. So, by seeing the answers on the one tab in Formative, students, I can see what they are writing and I can explain it in class further about how they can answer the problem correctly instead of them just getting the wrong answer. I can put it up on the board as I showed in the last video, and I can hide the names so that students won't know who got what wrong, but they'll still be able to see their answers and how it relates to other students' answers. Students are learning to keep track of their assignments from this web tool because they can log in and see what assignments they have due and when, and then whenever they have time to do them, that's when they can do them. And then by having students do these on their own, they learn what they need help on. So if they don't understand a problem at their house, they can always come back and ask me about it during class. And then the students get a sophisticated understanding because of the questions that I assign to them. I can always make them more difficult, and then if they've struggled with them, I can pull it back a little bit, and then when they're ready, we can build back up to the more sophisticated questions. And then students can show how much they know by how they answer the questions, which in turn will make them an empowered learner and knowledge constructor because they're putting all their knowledge into their answers of the questions that I give them. And then the technology creates scaffolds by supporting the students and giving them the right answers. If I choose to give them the right answers right away, then they will be able to see what they got wrong on the website immediately after they do it. And then by giving them this tool, I am supporting them and also collaborating with them during class, because when I put it back up on the board, I'm leading them in the discussions of like why this answer was wrong, why this one is correct, and how they can fix it for the future. And then the technology creates paths to demonstrate understanding by having them answer questions that show that they know the material, instead of just asking them questions that show that they, not just that they know it, but also that they understand it and they can connect it to other places and other forms of education that's not just specifically the class that we're in, such as demonstrating how they can use English in history class and so on. And then this web tool enhances learnings by letting students become empowered learners because they do the work on their own. And since they do the work on their own, they are learning time management and how to get things done before they're due, which is a tool that they will use for the rest of their lives, and I'm using now, so I wish that I would have learned that when I was younger. And then Formative follows Bloom's taxonomy because students remember the information and they have to understand the information in order to take the quiz, because they can't just take it without knowing anything or else they'll get a bad grade. And if they try and do that, they'll learn that very quickly and they'll know what they need to change. And then by taking the quiz, they're applying the information, which is another step in Bloom's taxonomy. And when they apply the information, they understand what they are doing better, and they have to remember also what they're doing. Students can also see their old quizzes and analyze what they got wrong and why they got it wrong, maybe after we go back over them in class. And then they can connect it to past learning and, again, different subjects so that they know what they need to do better for the next time. And then they can also evaluate their quizzes. Like if they get an answer that I mark wrong, if they believe that it should have been the right answer, they can come up and explain to me their understanding of the situation, what they think went wrong, how they believe their answer was right, and so on, and how they can fix that by just talking to me during class. So it shows them that they can communicate with their teachers and that I'm not a scary person. And then they finally, open-ended questions allow students to create their own answers by taking all the thoughts and the understandings that they have and putting them all together, which is a great thing. So just in this tool, it hits all the points of Bloom's taxonomy very well, and this is why I would definitely recommend it to any other teacher, because it hits all the Bloom's taxonomy, and then it also enhances students' learnings and it keeps them engaged, and it enhances them by just showing them what they did wrong and like going beyond just wrong and right answers. We can go over it in class, we can discuss anything that they had questions on, and they get their answers right away, which means that they can see what they did wrong and thus it enhances their learning. It keeps them emotionally involved in what they're doing and wanting to do better at it by getting the right answers and seeing their right answers up on the board during class. Yeah, for that reason, I would definitely recommend it to any other teacher. Say it was definitely a good web tool for them to use, and this just basically enhances learning in every aspect of the tool, and that's why I would really love to use it in my future classroom, and I think you all should too. Have a great day, everyone.